Hello and welcome back to another video here on All Things Teaching with Beanie. My name is Beanie, here to give you guys everything teaching related. So in today's video we'll be talking about my 4 weeks reflection. So today we'll be reflecting on my teaching practicals. This is my last week here at this private institution, so I decided to use this particular day, this particular video, to reflect back on how my day was going week by week. The first week was a very interesting week. So in week 1, I was very nervous. Remember when I entered through the gates of the school, I was very nervous. I wasn't really, myself. I thought so many things. I wasn't even sure what to think, what not to think. So I remember when I first entered into the school, we met with our mentor teacher, who happens to be the deputy principal of this private institution, and she took us through everything that we needed to know, rules and regulations, dress code, and so forth, and where we will be, what we will be doing, and that if we ever needed any help or we were not certain of what to do, we should always go to her classroom or to her office. She will always be there to assist us any time of the day that we needed help. Day 1, we were grouped because we are many in doing our practicals at this particular institution. At first we were grouped into 3s, so there was 3 per grade, and on Wednesday they changed it. They were like, no, because from Monday to midday, somewhere Wednesday, we would observe grade 4 until 7, and we're like, no, we're only here to teach grade 5s. Since we are second year students, they only teach grade 5s, not 4, 5, 6 and 7. So then they splitted us because there are 2 groups of learners per grade. So there's 5A, 5B, 4A, 4B, so forth and so forth up until grade 7. So there's the A group and the B group. So we are in the B group. Me and this other student teacher, shout out to her. She's such an amazing student teacher, guys, and such an amazing friend. So shout out to her if she ever does see this video and remembers who I am going forward. But of course she will not forget. So I'm going off track here, but yeah, so we were grouped together and we decided to use the rest of the week to just observe classroom management, teaching strategies, to observe the educator, to observe the learners, get to know the learners from a distance, get to see how they are inside the classroom and outside of the classroom. So that is what I dedicated my first week to do. I dedicated my first week to observing everything that I needed to know, so that the following week I can be ready. I observed the educators, each and every single subject educator. I observed the learners, how they behaved in those particular subjects or periods for that subject educator. I observed classroom management of each and every single subject educator. I observed teaching strategies that they used. I followed up with the curriculum that they were on. Most of them, they used the book Platinum. So I observed the page number that they were, the week that we are in, what they needed to do according to the ATP. So second week, that's when I started my teaching practical. So now we're going to week 2, you guys. So week 2, I started presenting my lesson. Remember that we have 8 lessons to do according to my institution. We have to do 2 co-taught lessons, and other will be individually taught lessons. So the co-taught lessons were supposed to be with the subject educator, but because we are so many at the school and there's so little time, we decided to just do it together as partners, because we are paired. So we decided, me and my other subject educator who's paired up with me, we decided to do the co-taught lessons together because it saves time, because we don't have time, and according to the periods we can't teach everything within that short space that we are given, because I have to teach, she has to teach. So we decided, we're going to do the co-taught lessons together, and it was a blast. It was amazing. I remember when I presented, our first co-taught lesson was properties of 2D shapes, right? We presented it to the learners, mathematics grade 5, term 3, properties of 2D shapes. We did that and the lesson was amazing. The learners were so interactive, so engaged. the subject educator was impressed with the way that we introduced the lesson and carried it out. But the problem was time management. We couldn't finish on time. So our lesson had to continue to the next period, which was the following day on Tuesday, because we presented on Monday. And then I also presented an advertency, Afrikaans, an advertency for the learners. And then I think those were the only 2 lesson presentations that we did that week. I'm not really sure, but I also did doing social sciences. I did weather. I did do weather, yes. So second week, it was amazing. I learned that on a Friday, there's praise and worship taking place for all the learners and all the educators. There's praise and worship. We also learned that after school, learners get food. They're given food. If you want to eat, you can. If you don't want to, you can. The kitchen staff are always there preparing food, preparing different meals Monday up until Friday. And we also learned that on a Saturday there is Saturday classes, extra classes from 8 up until 12 for those learners that need help, for those learners that do need assistance and that are struggling. And they also do have extra classes, weekly extra classes. Due to interruptions that were taking place when I was shooting at the school, I had to change location and continue this video here in my apartment. So going on to week 3, it was basically the same as week 2. There's not really much of a difference between week 3 and week 2. It was basically just the same. Lesson planning, lesson presentations, doing corrections, checking the learners' work, signing books, assisting the subject educators where needs be, because most of them had to go to meetings. So sometimes they would come to me and they would ask me to please take care of this class while they're going on to a meeting. This is the work that they must do for today. I can just carry on from there. And basically that was just it. That was week 3 for me. There was not really anything special that took place during week 3, except for Entrepreneurs Day, which took place on a Friday. So Entrepreneurs Day took place on a Friday, and it was the grade 7s who were the ones selling things, and it was really amazing to see what those learners can do and what they can actually achieve. Working together as a group, they decided to sell food, snacks, toys. It was so amazing. I wish I could show you guys pictures, but due to privacy policy, I can't show you pictures. I'm not allowed to, so I can only just share with you what happened. And Entrepreneurs Day was amazing. I hope that the learners learned a lot about working together and how money works, and I hope that they can see a future in business studies and in actually opening and owning a business of their own in the near future. So going on to week 4, which was my final week at the institution, can I just say it was a very emotional week. Let's just get it out there. It was a very emotional week. That is when we prepared the learners that we are leaving. On Monday, we told them, guys, this is our last week. We are leaving. So the learners thought that we were actually joking when we told them that this was our last week. They thought that, maybe they're talking about another week. Every single day, I kept reminding them, guys, this is our last week. Guys, this is our last week. And they were very sad. They were like, no, this can't be your last week. They refused. They just said, no, this can't be your last week. I said, well, it is. It is our last week. By God's grace, we might come back and see you again next year when you guys are in grade 6. However, that is not up to us. It is up to our institution, because there's a policy that says that we cannot repeat schools. Once you once you complete your teaching practicals at a particular institution, you can't go back. You have to go back. You have to go to another school. You have to go to another school. and we shall see next year. I can't really say where I'm going next year. Hopefully, graciously, by God's grace, we will go back there and just continue our teaching practicals there. So going on to the last few days before the week ended, and the student educator that I was paired up with, we decided to buy some snacks, farewell snacks for the educators and for the learners. So we bought the educators chocolates, we bought the learners lollipops, and a packet of chocolate filled snacks. So with that, we also wrote notes to the educators. We wrote thank you notes to the educators, just briefly saying that we are so grateful that they opened up their classrooms for us to complete our practicals, and they welcomed us with warm and open hands, and it was just amazing. It was amazing. The journey has been nothing but amazing. It has been a blessed journey. So Friday came and the learners were just crying. Tears were rolling down from their eyes. They couldn't believe that we are leaving. They wrote us letters, just to say thank you for what we have shared with them, that they're gonna miss us, and so forth and so forth. So shout out to all the learners in grade 5 that I taught from this particular institution. Shout out to them. They were really an amazing crowd, because these learners that we were observing and also teaching, there were 20 learners. The 5Bs, there were 20 learners, and teaching such a small amount of learners is so amazing, because it's easy to actually give individual feedback. It's easy to assess the learners. It's just so much easier to maintain classroom management, So it was truly an amazing journey. So you guys, that is my 4 weeks teaching practicals. To sum it all up, it has been amazing. It has been a blessed journey from week 1 up until the last, up until the day that we gave the educators thank you notes and chocolates, just to say thank you for everything that they have done for us. So to the owner of the school, the principal, and the deputy principal, thank you so much for allowing me to complete my teaching practicals at your school. It has been such an amazing journey. I have learned so much. I wish the learners all the best with their future endeavors. From me, Bena, and all things teaching with Bena, it's a wrap. Cheers.